So what if now the problems come? What if I lose my job? What if my car breaks down? What if my partner leaves me? What if I can't pay my bills? What if I fail? What if? So there's a lot of, this is not real danger in that case, but this is perceived, imagined fears, psychological fears, yeah? So, and if in a low level, we already have our mental imaging going on and create pictures and bigger pictures, and we are getting more anxiety, and so we grow this anxiety if in a low level, yeah? And if you're on a higher elevated state, in flow state, whatever, so, and what happens if you lose a job? It might happen. What if your car breaks down? For sure, it might happen. Your partner leave you. It might happen. Yes, but you deal differently with that one. Yeah, you're not in a permanent fear. You deal with it once it happens, right? So we are all affected by fear. All. There's no exception. All have sometimes a fear, an imagined fear. Yeah, and the main fear, the underlying fear of that one is all that we are not being able to handle whatever comes in our way. So if I lose my job and I don't know how to handle that one, that's a real issue. Yeah. So the topic for today is fear and how to deal with fear. So I guess everybody of us experiences fear on different levels, in different locations, in different happenings. So actually fear, if we start, fear has two meanings. Meaning one is forget everything and run, fear, or face everything and rise. So you can choose, choice is yours. We can choose what we're doing. We either run or we face it. So whatever is the better decision in that case. So what is fear actually? So we have to define it. Everybody might understand a different thing on fear. And basically fear is the response to a perceived external threat. So let's start with this definition. It can be then based on situation, another fear, but let's get started with that one. Yeah. Fear is actually hardwired, a physical and biological response to danger. So please understand, danger and fear is two different things. We'll be coming back to that later on. Yeah. And fear prepares us to deal with that external threat, with that external danger. Yeah. Let's talk about that one. And what fear does, it dumps cortisol into the bloodstream. This makes sharpen our focus. So our view already gets focused, it gets narrower. We focus on something. Then very important, when we really feel fear in response to danger, it shuts off our logical thinking. So the neocortex, the thinking brain, shuts off, and we go to reflex. Not anymore thinking. Why? Because reflex are much faster on that one. Yeah. Imagine somebody throws something on you, and you are surprised, and he calls catch and throws something on you. So what are you doing? If you start thinking, should I catch it now or should I not catch it? Then it's too late. You already get hit. Yeah? If it's, for example, a familiar person to you who throws something, you have a good intention, you will catch it out of reflex. If a person throws something to you on the street, you don't know it, you might move away and don't want to catch it and don't want to be hit, because it can be something. It can be a bottle, it can be a stone, whatever. So depends, but thinking most likely is not sufficient in that time. So you're on reflex. The blood pumps blood into your extremities. This means you prepare either for fight, flight, flee, or run, hide. So we are on reflex. That's important. Yeah. So this is one fear we have, and then we say, is it good or is it bad? Then we can say, is it a quality fear or is it a non-quality fear? What's the difference between that one? Quality fear is, as mentioned before, fear of real perceived danger. What is a real perceived danger? Okay, imagine you're standing on the floor, and in front of you is a 5-meter long wooden rod, a wooden bar, maybe 10 centimeters wide, 5-meter long. It lays in front of you on the floor. And the task is you walk from one end to the other end. Can you do it? I think it's an easy task. Most likely we can do it. So after passing over, we elevate it 0.5 meter. It's properly supported. It won't fall down. It won't bend. It won't swing. But elevate it 0.5 meter above the ground. Could you still cross it? Most likely you can do. Third task is now we move it 3 meters above the floor. Same, it's fixed, not bending, not vibrating. Can you still do it? And then almost the fear will kick in of danger. We perceive danger. What if we fall down? So we hurt ourselves, for sure. 3-meter fall is not easy. So we hurt ourselves, and then the fear kicks in. It prevents us from danger. It prevents us from getting hurt. So that's a good fear, okay? So, of course, if we really want to overcome that, we can train that. But in our day-to-day life, we don't need to walk on a 3-meter, 5-meter high bar without having any railing whatsoever. So this is actually not the fear we want to talk today. So we more or less want to talk about the non-quality fears, a response to psychological mismanaged imagination. So what does that mean? I give you an example. Imagine you are working in an office and you go there every day, you like to work, you're working hard. And one day, the boss calls you to his office and said, hey, you're doing such a great job. I'm so happy with your work. So I raise your salary by 10%. And you're happy, of course, because you get more money now. Yeah. So you go back to work and you're excited. And then lunchtime comes, you go to the canteen. And you want to share with your colleague, hey, today the boss called me in the morning and he gave me a raise, 10%. He's so happy with my work. You feel happy. And then all of a sudden, your coworker says, yes, he also did call me in the office today and I get a raise about 20%. Wow. Yeah. So all of a sudden, you're feeling down. Yeah. Why are you feeling down? So you get a raise by 10%. In the morning, you feel happy. And after your coworker tells you he got 20%, you're feeling down. So this is something we have to deal with. And is this psychological mismanagement imagination? Because at the end, you got a raise. That's a fact. But you're still not happy with it because your coworker got more. So as a fact, avoiding danger is useful. Trying to avoid situations that trigger psychological fear are not useful. For example, another example, yeah. Imagine you are single and you're looking for a partner. And you walk on the street, you're going to a coffee shop, and all of a sudden you see a person, wow, a handsome guy, a pretty girl, and think, wow, I want to approach that person. I want to talk with them. And you think, okay, what if I go there? So will you talk with me? Will he check me? I'm afraid. So you're thinking, should I go there? Should I not go there? What could happen? And then at the end, you decide not to go there. So that's a response to a mismanaged imagination. For example, if you go there, you talk to the person, hey, can I have your phone number? What will happen? The person can say yes, the person can say no, or the person can start a conversation. But definitely they will not beat you. They will not kill you. So there's no danger. It's just our psychological imagination. What could happen? What if? And then we have a thinking about what could, all options we go through, and we decide not to face the fear. So in this case, the fear is not appropriate. Yeah. So just think about the fear as your friend. First, it keeps you safe from danger, from physical danger to your body. That's a useful fear. But also it gives you the opportunity, in case it's an imagined fear, it gives you the opportunity to grow, to face it and to grow, right? So actually contrast frame. The contrast frame is one thing. The brain gives meaning to something by comparing to something. Actually, this was the example I told you before. Imagine you get a salary about 10% and your colleague gets 20%. Actually, this would be the example there. So, and stress can come from some contrasting where you are now to where you want to be. For example, where I am, I'm going to be a coach. I'm a coach, starting phase, and I contrast myself, for example, with Adrian, who is already a very advanced coach. Yeah. So does it make sense to compare my abilities in coaching with his abilities in coaching? He has 10, 15 years more experience than me. Does it make sense to compare my abilities with his one? Most likely not. Yeah. So in this case, he is perceived to be better because he just has more experience. But this doesn't mean I have to put stress on myself. And by contrasting my abilities with his abilities, doesn't make me feel good enough. So I should compare myself with some people who start, or make myself feel good. So this means contrast to something that makes me feel good, not bad. But don't judge, don't go to the level where I compare myself with other people. So it's not a competition, it's more like a cooperation, yeah, to help each other. So I should also compare myself to something, to somebody, to rise, to make me feel good. You call it a contrast frame. Or I can also put sometimes a person on a pedestal, like a famous person. Wow, they're so much better than me. They can do this, they can do that. Yeah. So I tell you later on, I give you an example how to deal with that one. Let's first go through a few definitions. Map of consciousness. Is anybody familiar with a map of consciousness?
Just to stop you here a bit, there is a question in a chat.
Okay, let me check. Sure. Okay. What if the guy was a dangerous person? Okay, what if the guy is a dangerous person? Could it be right? Does it mean the mismanaged imagination? No, it's a danger. He said it's a dangerous person is a perceived danger, and the fear prevent you from being a danger. If you do not want, if you know the guy is dangerous, you do not want, for example, to talk to the person. It can be a threat, it can be a danger. Yeah. So, as I said, mismanaged imaginary fear is if you want to talk to some person you see on the street, and all this brain things, these voices, this questioning goes in your head. The fear of what the person can do, ask him for a phone number, what would be his response, yeah, her response, yeah. That's the imagined fear. But if a dangerous person, and you know he's a dangerous person, for example, he walk on the street with a knife, he seems to be dangerous. The person who you see who beat some other person, he might be dangerous, yeah. Previous slide, can come back, yeah, sure. And yeah, this one. I guess there's any question. Okay. I think this was the answer. All right, another one, chat. Screenshot, I see, okay. Okay, map of consciousness. Who is familiar with the map of consciousness? Anybody? That's another issue which is quite important to deal with fear and to overcome fear. So maybe then, let's say, I see it. Have anybody seen already this map of consciousness? That's a part of it. That's only half of it to say. Yeah? Okay, then let me explain of it. Map of consciousness is some teaching based by David Hawkins. He also is also called the power versus force principle, where you have basically the level name is the fear, the emotion you're feeling. For example, if you go to fear, we see it's in the middle. We give it the name fear. You give it some calibrated frequency. This was done by his work. Let's say this 100 is not so important how this is. And you have an associated emotional state, you feel anxiety. So if you're in fear, most likely you feel anxiety. The process is you withdraw from life, you withdraw from facing the challenge. You feel frightening by the outcome. You feel frightening to go there. And then also you can see the view on God, whatever means the view on God is could be the quantum field, it could be the higher power, whatever the comprehensive consciousness, whatever is this one, you feel intuitive. Yeah. So fear has several uncovered or uncover feelings or issues associated with it. So, and it's basically a low level, and we want to avoid fear. We want to face the fear. We want to overcome the fear. Yeah. And if you see to the left, there's also written force. So this means by force, you need to go and consume energy to go from fear to a higher level. It consumes energy. Fear is a temporary feeling, is a temporary, you cannot do anything within the fear. You can most likely not act if you feel fearful. And it takes energy to move from any location for fear to happiness, from fear to get into action. Yeah? So also if you in this low level, you say you have a false lack, you lack integrity, it does not support to life. For example, if you look on consciousness, you know there's also the victim mode. Person in a victim mode usually see everything in a negative. For example, you talk to a person, oh, you know what happened to me today? I wake up late. I run to the bus. I miss the bus. Oh my God, I was late in work. Then I come to work. The boss yell at me. Then I work so hard. I come late to lunchtime. All the food is gone. Oh, then the boss asked me to work late overtime. So I was the only one. Then I want to way home. It started to rain. I had no umbrella. I get wet. So maybe some of us know this person, which always complain. They're in a victim mode. Life happened to them. So they have no choice to influence it. Yeah. And you see, if people in these lower levels, they feel always fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame, the low level. For this person, it's really difficult to overcome fear and to rise. Yeah. So there's also the concept of where's your home, where you live, and where you visit. So understand your home is, you go out, you go to work, and then you say, okay, work time is over, now I go home. Home is where you live. And then you have a place where you visit. You can visit a restaurant, you can visit a theater, you can visit a customer. Yeah. So if your home is fear, you are like in a victim mode, not good. If you're on a high, if you're usually a happy person, usually your home is happiness, and sometimes you visit fear because of something happened to you, then it's okay. But then you know to deal with fear. So it's always where you live and where you visit. This is also some other principle. Yeah. So map of consciousness is force. You use force always to do something. For example, if you're in the achiever mode, the next level, if you raise your consciousness, if you're in the victim mode and you raise your consciousness, the next thing would be your achiever mode. But it's still low. You have to use power to achieve something. You have to work hard. You have to power. You have to push to make money, to be successful. You push. Yeah. And while you push, you still have a focus. For example, make money, but you don't look at your health. You don't look at your partner. You don't look at kids. You just force life. It's like a hamster wheel. Yeah. You be successful, of course, more successful than if you're in the victim mode, but still it uses force. Yeah. So raising the consciousness from being a victim, you go up higher to be in the achiever mode, but still you need to push, and there's a certain limit to it. Yeah? When you now come to power, we see there's already things are happening. We see we have courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love. Is already from 200 to 500. So if you see the levels above 200, they have truth, they have integrity, and they support the life, they support growth, they support us to raise, they support us easier to face with fears. So, and then if you say, for example, the levels 500 and below, they're content-based. This means we're dealing with something. We have a reason for doing something. We accept something. Yeah, we are willing to do something. Yeah, we have courage about something. Yeah. And when you go over 500, 540, 600, then it's context-based. Yeah? And we see this is if we raise our consciousness and we go into a flow state, we're starting to be in the flow, we're not anymore the victim, things happen to us, we're not anymore the achiever, which we need to push, we go into the flow, so things happen to us. Yeah, that's a different way of consciousness. This is where we want to be. So unconditional love, joy, this is also where gratitude is. Yeah. So basically I have these two opposite here showing now: gratitude, unconditional love, joy. This is the flow state. This is where life happens. Yeah? This doesn't mean that we don't have fear. This means gratitude. This would be the task, to go there, to feel gratitude permanently, every day, as much as possible, as often as possible, to deal easily with fear. So this means if we live in joy, this, and we have, for example, something we fear, then we go down, we visit the fear for a short time, and we come back to feel joy, to feel gratitude, to feel happiness, to feel strong. Yeah? So again, where we live and where we visit. So what about gratitude? How can we get gratitude? So this is a question now to you. Please let me know.
There is a question in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, the view on life. Okay, let me first answer this one. Yeah, the view on God. Yeah, so there's a concept. God, yes, is the higher power. This is creator. This is the. If you are spiritual or religious, you can see what is your view on God. What is your relation? Do you believe in God? Do you believe in religion? Do you believe in a higher power? Whatever, you have a relation to it. Yeah. If you see gratitude, for example, you feel one. You feel one. Basically, if you go to Christianity, God lives in you. Yeah, you're a spiritual person. If you feel you are one with this one, you're in the flow. That's basically you're on the flow. Yeah. And if you're in fear, you question everything. Your anxiety, you're afraid of everything. So you're punitive. Yeah. So if you, this is how to say, one should fit the other. Yeah. If you feel fear about something permanently, you're living in a state of anxiety. This is when your home is fear. Yeah. So a lot of people always live in fear. They live in fear for everything, because everything can happen to them. I mean, they go out from their house and they're afraid a car could hit them. They're afraid somebody could rob them. They're afraid some tile from the roof fall on their head. Yeah. So they're afraid of everything. They're living there. And then also they're permanent in anxiety state. They withdraw from life. They're frightened of everything, and they're also punitive in the view of God. Yeah. So whatever is your belief system, yeah, this is not the judgmental. Whatever you believe, if you're a religious person, if you just believe in the quantum field, if you believe in the comprehensive consciousness, in a higher power, in a creator, whatever is it, yeah. So, and if you feel gratitude, unconditional love, joy, this is a very high feeling. I think for the day-to-day, this is the achievable. This is a journey to go there. We can feel one with Creator, with God, with the divine. The divine is maybe a good name for it. Yeah. So, and when we go back, for example, we see there's also some levels above unconditional love. There's peace and enlightenment. And I think this is then more for the people who are, for the monks who are living in a monastery. This is for the real gurus, so they can really go to this highest level. Yeah, I think for us that we join, I don't think we have a monk here, a guru. Unconditional love, joy, gratitude is the level we should reach. Still confusing. Yeah, okay. I think that's one thing, how you look at it, the view on God, how you look on the divine, how you look on the divine. Yeah, you feel that the divine is in you, you're in flow with the divine. Yeah, you are not the divine, but you feel you're in flow with it, you're one with it. Yeah, you're part of the family, you're part of the group. And if you want to raise higher, it's then really need to be the more spiritual persons, the monks, the monastery, live in a monastery permanently, the gurus. So that's the point. So for us, I suggest the best thing is to go to feel gratitude how often we can. So what are your suggestions? What are your ideas? How can we feel gratitude? Is it easy? Is it difficult? Do you have any suggestion? So maybe you can unmute or write in the chat. What would your idea be to feel grateful in your life? How can you feel more grateful in your life? So do we have any suggestions, or anybody has a good example how to feel grateful? Is it easy? Is it difficult? Grateful prayers, yes. Journaling, good one, yeah. Okay. So, typing. So, and to feel grateful, we can grateful and to make it a habit. For example, journaling is a habit. Write down what you feel grateful for. It's a habit. Prayers is a habit. Yeah. So we see that there is also something underlying to be grateful. Not just one time. If we get a raise by 10%, being grateful to the boss, that's a different thing. But the meaning is to be grateful in life, to be grateful permanently, to be grateful as often as possible. Your home is to be grateful. Yeah. So that's a basic to deal with fear, and because fear will always come to us. Yeah, we cannot avoid it. It's just how we deal with it. And when you're at high elevation, if you're in a flow state, you can deal easier with it than if you're in a fearful state, right? So if you're in an elevated state, in a flow state, you have simply more choices. You are quieter, you are more resistant, like your immune system is at a higher level, and you are not so much affected by some virus or something like this. Grateful prayers, yeah. Okay, so when we be grateful, so just one thing. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you think about? Is it, oh, another day, I have to get up, I'm so tired, it's so cold. Oh, I need a coffee. Oh, I need a smoke. I don't want to get up and go to work. So is it the negative? Is it the victim thoughts? Keep you on a victim level? Or is it, okay, what's on my to-do list today? What I need to do first? Okay, push, 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 push. Then you are in the, let's say, in the achiever mode. Too tired, right? Yeah, you're too tired. You're honest. Yeah, you're tired. Yeah. And or do you have thoughts of being grateful? Yeah, being grateful. What can you be grateful for? Actually, everything. Yeah, you can wake up in the morning. Wow, a new day. Oh, getting new experience, meeting new people, learning new things, getting new experiences. So I'm grateful for that one. I'm grateful getting up. Wow, still alive. You can stretch. I'm grateful now for doing meditation. I'm grateful to have a good breakfast. Yeah. I'm grateful that my home has a toilet. I'm grateful that I have work. You can be grateful for everything, for each and everything. Yeah. It's so easy. We just need to make it a habit. Yeah? And by doing that over time, so we really feel elevated. We come to a flow state. Yeah. So we bring our thoughts from, oh, I'm tired, I need a coffee, I need a push, to be grateful for everything in life. Yeah. Being humble. Yeah? This does not mean that you cannot achieve more and more, but you already raise the foundation. You already come to the flow level. Yeah. And while you're on the flow level, you see things easier, more choices open up. Your point of view opens up. You're not anymore so focused. You see things easier coming to you, and you also can deal easier with things that happening. Yeah, there are something will happen in your life. Yeah, things which you don't like, which you're not, which you deal with. Yeah, but when you're on the elevated level of gratefulness, of gratitude, and you live there, and something comes, you drop down, basically energy down to fear, to grief. Something happens, to shame, but soon you will rise, you will come back. Yeah, will not linger in that low level feelings. You will come up again. Yeah, so that's the point. Another day, new opportunities. Yes, always. So think about what is the first thing in the morning when you wake up. Can you make it a habit to think about things you're grateful? Just in the morning you wake up, you open your eyes, what I'm grateful for. Just think about what you think, what you thought yesterday, what you thought today, and think about what you can think tomorrow. So make it a habit to have grateful thoughts all over. Be humble, be grateful. So that is already one very important point to deal with fear. Yeah? always try, always be on an elevated level. Yeah. Was there a question? I hear somebody talking. Okay, apparently no question. Okay. Good. Okay. So then let's continue. So any question to that one? And I couldn't give another person to. Can you see? I'm just checking the chat. Previous. Okay, still confusing me. Yeah, Yvonne, sorry, I couldn't give you a more explanation to the view of God. That's actually the topic of the day, how to deal with fear. Yeah, not the view how to view on God. Yeah, we can talk about that separately if you like, but it's how to deal with fear. Okay. So the real issue. Let's see what the real issue is, and okay, where I get some information, I will present later on. Does anybody know that book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway? So I've taken a few examples from this book also because it's quite good, and it's a bestseller. Who knows that book? If you read it, and I will give you a few examples. What is it about? Yeah. So the real issue is it has nothing to do with the fear itself, but rather how we hold the fear, how we look at it, how we perceive it. Yeah? So, and if you think about that, as I previous, if in a flow state, elevated state, higher consciousness, like feeling gratitude most of the time, gratitude is your home, then you can deal with the fear, you hold it in a different way than like in a low, if you're in a victim mode. Yeah. So this is already one very important issue and learning from this book. It is nothing with the fear itself, but rather how we hold the fear. And if you're in a good state, in a higher elevated state, you'll see things different. Yeah, that's one of the main messages of the book. Yeah. So what if now the problems come? What if I lose my job? What if my car breaks down? What if my partner leaves me? What if I can't pay my bills? What if I fail? What if? So there's a lot of, this is not real danger in that case, but this is perceived, imagined fears, psychological fears. Yeah. So, and if in a low level, we already have our mental imaging going on and create pictures and bigger pictures, and we are getting more anxiety, and so we grow this anxiety if in a low level. Yeah. And if you're on a higher elevated state, in flow state, whatever. So, and what happens if you lose a job? It might happen. What if your car breaks down? For sure, it might happen. Your partner leave you. It might happen. Yes, but you deal differently with that one. Yeah, you're not in a permanent fear. You deal with it once it happens, right? So we are all affected by fear. All. There's no exception. All have sometimes a fear, an imagined fear. Yeah, and the main fear, the underlying fear of that one is all that we are not being able to handle whatever comes in our way. So if I lose my job and I don't know how to handle that one, that's a real issue. Yeah. So, and if you want to proceed, example, what is holding you back? I made once this nice sketch. To the left, we're in a present state, and to the right, we want to have a desired state, what we will. So you see already the sketch on the left side, you see the face looks negative, mouth turns down, the arms are like, oh, why this happened to me? Is a typical victim. Yeah, something holding this person back. So there is a big iron ball connected to his leg, which holding him back. So the person cannot walk, the person cannot run. Yeah, and is in present state where he doesn't want to be, and you want to be to the desired state, and there's an obstacle in between. Yeah. So, and if something holding you back, if you always have fear, you cannot conquer the obstacle. The obstacle might car break down. Yeah. So even, yeah, I lose my job. I have to overcome that obstacle. But if there's something which holding you back, if you're permanently in fear and you don't know why, so then it's difficult to overcome this obstacle and go there where you want to be. Yeah. So we see also what's important. We had first to be in this level of gratitude, in this elevated state of gratitude. And another thing which is important to deal with it is the basic, the foundation. Yeah, you see physiology. Yeah, see the person, mouth down, head like this. Oh, why this happened to me? Yeah? And if you see to the right, this person is the winner physiology. Yeah, I got it, I reached it. Yeah. So this is also very important, the physiology, how we talk, how we present, how we walk. If we are in a loser, then we are contracted. For example, we look down, we are in a victim mode, or we are up, we are expanded. Yeah? So this is also very important, physiology. What we focus. So, but interesting, do you have the online copy of the book? Yes, I have. I have the online copy of the book. Yeah. So this presupposes that you like me to share, right? Which I can do later. So physiology is one thing, and then what's holding me back? This can be also something under the surface. And if you then look at the next slide, we have two primary fears, and they are most likely under the radar. They're subconscious. Yeah, we are not enough. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. So this is one underlying fear, which really we don't see very often, and we're not being loved. Where do these fears come from? Basically, they build up in our childhood, how we grew up, how we treated our parents, definitely not in a negative way. I presuppose that the parents didn't want to do any bad to us, but how we grew up. For example, you see the first 7 years when a child grew up, the neocortex, the logical, the thinking brain is not yet developed. So this means we are all in a state where the child gets everything like always hypnotized. Everything goes to the subconscious. Yeah, there is no critical conscious thinking yet. We as adults have that one, and we presuppose the child also have, but they don't have. Yeah, so for up to 7 years, child doesn't have a critical thinking. So all what the child sees, what you tell them, goes in their subconscious mind. Yeah. So how we grew up. Yeah. Then usually between 0 to 2 years, the baby feels unconditional love. It's being pampered, it's being fed, everything. It's being held. It can cry. We understand it. It gets cold, and we pamper it. It can throw up on us because it just eat, and everything is okay. So, but when the child gets older, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, then it finds out there's a conditional love. Yeah, it starts to run around. No, don't do this. Don't do this. Now you cannot do this. Yeah, they have to learn. They have to grow, and there it perceives love is conditional. Sorry, love is conditional. So this also affects on the childhood, and this is also where it sometimes might develop. We are not enough, and we are not being loved. It's not we are not being loved, but there's the child perceive it as conditional love. Yeah, I only love you if you have this behavior. Yeah, so this is some unconscious, subconscious fears which we develop as a child, how we grew up. Yeah. So what also we want to avoid fears, we have opinion of others. You know, sometimes we do things to impress other people. Sometimes we do things which other people tell us just to not being rejected. For example, we fear of being rejected by somebody, the parents, family, co-workers, friends, boss. We're also seeking always approval and validation. These are the fears, yeah, based on these two primary fears, and we are also afraid to lose significance. Yeah, so these are fears which are under the level normally. So the first thing is that you already know that there are subconscious fears, and these are the two primary fears. Are we not being loved, or we're not good enough? Oh, I'm too fat, I'm too lazy, I'm too old, I'm always, these things are limit us. We don't want to be limited. We cannot deal with fears when we limit ourselves, right? So this is important to see. And when we have a conscious and subconscious, I guess everybody knows that one is only conscious mind, the critical thinking, analyzing, deliberate actions are only 10% of our mind, and the other 90% are subconscious. We also know the example with the iceberg, 10% are above the water surface and 90% are below the surface. So, and we again see here what is the subconscious. It's the long-term memory, the body functions, all the body functions like sleeping, digesting, eating, whatever, yeah, wound healing, whatever. So then we have the relationship patterns, how we relate with other people, our habits, our beliefs, our values. So they are subconscious. This also mentioned before. To be grateful is a habit. We have to do it every day, not just once in a while. We have to make it a habit. I'm grateful for what I'm thinking in the morning when I wake up. That's so important, yeah. It builds up our identity. I'm a grateful person, or I'm a fearful person, yeah. So what is your identity, yeah? Addictions, also self-sabotage patterns are subconscious. And of course, the before mentioned primary fears, not being loved, not being good enough, too fat, too old, too ugly, whatever we tell ourselves. Feelings, emotions, intuition, also important, yeah. So by replacing fear, you can feel more intuitive, yeah. And also spiritual connection is more or less subconscious. It is subconscious, yeah. This may be also an answer to how we perceive the view on God, yeah. How spiritual are we in our feelings? If we feel fearful, we feel intuitive. If we feel grateful, we are one. So this is the levels. Yeah? Okay, then now something from the book I mentioned before. What are you afraid of? And the author there lists 3 different levels of fear. So the level 1 fear, we call it also surface fear, is I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of this and this, and we're trying to avoid them. And there's 2 sub-levels, things that happen to us. We are passive on that one. We're not causing this one. We're not fearful. They just happen. And things that require action from us. And what they say, of course, if you see this level 1 is external, and they happen to us, like accidents. Accidents happen. We're getting older. We are afraid of getting older, but we cannot do something. It's just a periodical happening. We're getting older. We just can do something to keep young and to look younger. We can do exercise. We look what we eat. We can keep mentally fit. We can slow it down, but we will age. Yeah, becoming disabled by accident. It's possible. Yeah, we're afraid of being alone. Yeah, our partner leaves us. Yeah. We're afraid of change, but change happens every day, all the time. Yeah? We're afraid of children leaving home. Maybe some people are happy that the children leave home. Yeah? We're afraid of dying. So what happens, how we die, what happens after we die? So is everything finalized, or does our soul pass on? We reincarnate? Who knows? Yeah? We're afraid of illness. So we're losing a loved one, which is most likely cannot also be avoided. The loss of financial security that can happen. Natural disasters, a typhoon, earthquake, whatever. Yeah, rape, unfortunately, this happens somewhere. Retirement, what we do after our work. We focus now, our life is 90% work. We retire, we have no work. So we're afraid what happens then. Yeah, we're afraid of war, which we are lucky not happens here now. And then they have some fears which require action. So reasserting oneself requires action. To being interviewed, yeah. So we need to do something. We change our career. We need to do something. We need to move out of a comfort zone. We need to take action. So causes fears. We have fear. We are afraid of driving. For example, if you live on the countryside, you don't want to drive a car to Shanghai to the city. You're afraid of driving. Yeah. What happens there? Ending or beginning a relationship, always we're afraid what happens. Will it last? Will it not last? Does it work out? Yeah. Some people going back to school, for example, the children grow up, people go back to school, the university to learn something. It's also fear of, can I do it? Will it work out? People afraid of going to doctor. Yeah, they're afraid of the diagnosis they get. They're afraid of going there. Yeah. Okay, you start a new relationship. You might be afraid of intimacy. Losing weight, you might, but it requires action, fear of losing weight. Yeah, because you have to change how you live. Yeah, now you have to live a healthy life. There's not anymore Coke and French fries. So healthy life. Making a mistake. We're coming to this also later. Making decisions. There's also a point. And also making new friends, approaching new people. So you might be also fearful of making friends because you might get rejected. You might be afraid what the other people think. Public speaking. This is a fear what every person already had, to stay in front of a crowd, 10, 20, 30, 50 people watching you, listening to you. So it might also be cause some inconvenience, yeah? Right? Then we have the state level 2, the state of mind fears. We imagine, it's also constructed, we imagine not succeeding. So this actually, we attack our ego by ourselves. It's a self-sabotage pattern, actually. Yeah? So imagine not succeeding. Now we look to the right, being conned, being vulnerable, getting disapproval. We imagine not to succeed, so we're afraid of failure. We feel helpless, feeling helplessness if we don't succeed in something. What can I do then if I don't reach this goal? We're feeling the loss of an image. We're feeling to being rejected. We are sometimes a fear of being successful. So this is the other things. What happened then if I'm successful? What changes in my life? So imagine of not succeeding, but in this case also succeeding can create a fear of. And then the number 3 level, this is what we mentioned earlier, the ultimate fear. I cannot handle it. I can't handle what happens after I don't succeed. Yeah. First we have the fear, then we might approach the fear, deal with the fear, then we don't succeed, so we are afraid what happens if I don't succeed. What happens if I lose a job and I cannot find another job? What happens then? My God, yeah, what happens then? So what happens if my car breaks down and I can't fix it? What happens then? I have no car, so we are afraid of that one. And that's basically the core of every fear. So, and we try to avoid that fear. So this means most people like shut down at level 1 or 2. So we self-sabotaging us and we don't proceed. We're lacking self-confidence. We don't grow. We don't face the fear. Yeah? So this is also very important. Yeah. Simple, I can't handle it. It's the real fear, the core fear of everything. Yeah? So any questions so far? This was very important that we have 3 levels of fear. We understand that the external fear, which happened to us, the external fear that require action from us, the fear that we imagine not succeeding, which is an imaginary fear, and the fear what really happens if we can't handle, if we are not successful and I can't handle it, what happens then? Any questions so far? Any questions to that one? You can type it in the chat, you can unmute and ask. Any questions so far?
I don't have questions, but I have a big, how to say, awareness, increasing of awareness that there are 3 levels of fear. So this is very enlightening for me.
Okay, Darko, thank you for sharing. Yeah. So this is just the theory behind. I can't handle it. Yeah, this is the core fear of everything. And there's one thing which is also very important, which is like being grateful. You change your habit. You can ask better questions. Yeah. Usually, just turn on the light. Getting dark here. So ask better question. This is also one thing which is not only for dealing with fear, but it's everywhere in life. You start to ask better questions. Yeah. For example, when you're in the before mentioned victim mode, you always ask, why me, why me, why me? Yeah. So there's a question, but it's not a good question. Yeah. So the question would be, if something happens, what can I do to solve this problem? Yeah. This is a positive question. It gives you more choices. Yeah. Then I said, why me, why me? Yeah, because you. Yeah. So also one really basic issue to ask better questions, because questions, they are the steering wheel of the mind. Where you focus, the energy goes. So I can't handle it. Why me? So how can I avoid it? You direct your energy in the negative. How can you avoid it? But you should rephrase the question, ask, okay, it happened, fact. What can I do to improve the situation? What can I do to solve it? What options do I have? Yeah, you think in a positive way, and then you get more choices. You open your vision, so more things can come up that you can solve the issue. So the question for this particular problem, I can't handle it, would be, what do I have to fear if I can handle anything? What do I have to fear if I can handle anything? Yeah. What would be the right answer? Any suggestion? What do I have to fear if I can handle anything? The right answer would be nothing. There's nothing to fear if I could handle anything. That's also a habit. That's a belief. Can I handle everything? Yeah, I can somehow. Yeah. So this is also one step where you condition yourself to trust in your capabilities, to build up self-esteem, to build up self-confidence. So this is also a cycle, very important. Ask better questions. What do I have to fear if I can handle anything? Okay, nothing. I have nothing to fear. I can handle anything. Develop trust in your capabilities. I can handle it. So gets to the core of every fear. I can handle it. Yeah. But still, you can feel the fear. You have the emotion to be fear, but you go up again into your flow state, overcome the achiever, go in the flow state, go to the flow, go in the flow state. I can handle it somehow. Yeah. And this gives you more opportunities, more choices, ideas. You have more ideas. Yeah. The subconscious start to work and gives you solutions, yeah, instead of being in the lower state. So, and the fear will diminish over time. It will not work like this, not instantly, but it's a process. It will get smaller and smaller over time. It might still be there. There might still be some small fear, but it's then easy to overcome. It's not anymore the fear that makes you overwhelmed, the fear that makes you not taking action. Yeah. So, and also in this book, I mentioned there are 5 truths of fear. What do they mean? Truth number 1. The fear will never go away as long as I continue to grow. This means everybody feels fear. We try to hide it. We try to ignore it, whatever. We can run away, but this means we will remain stuck in the fear, or we can face it and grow. This means we also have to leave our comfort zone and to grow. So we only can grow if we face the fear. We only can face the fear if we grow. This relies on each other. Means also we have to face it, and we have to leave our comfort zone. Yeah, it's a fact. The fear will never go away as long as I don't continue to grow. It always will remain. I'm afraid to face the fear. I will always have the fear. I've got to overcome it and go to the next fear comes then, right? And there's also one quote: the fears you don't face are your limitations. So if you want to go to a desired state, if you want to grow, you always deal and linger in the same fears. These are your limitations. So you need to overcome, you need to deal with the fears. Yeah? So truth number 2. The only way to get rid of the fear is simply go out and to do it. Just do it. Yeah, face it. Make it go away. You need to grow. You need to grow your self-awareness. You expand your comfort zone. So that's very important. If you linger there, almost same like the truth number 2, you have to get out, do something, go out and face it. So facing the fear on the long term, facing the fear today is easier than living with fear and helplessness, yeah, over time. So this will make you feel regret. This will make you feel grief because you don't face it. Face it once, you feel it, and then you overcome it. There was a quote also from Marcus Aurelius on that one. The impediment or the obstacle to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. You need to face your fear. This means also, going back to the picture I show you, one person in front of the wall, the other person behind the wall. There's an obstacle in the way. I need not to go run around or avoid it. You just need to face it. What stands in the way becomes the way. The fear of action is the impediment. The way past the impediment is to act. So always take action, despite fear. Don't think you can overcome the fear, you can lose it. Take action despite the fear, right? Truth number 3 means the only way to feel better about myself is to go out and just do it. Also similar like the other truths. And first is doing, then feel better, not the other way around. You cannot feel better and then do it. Yeah. Refer to instant gratification also. Usually sometimes we try to avoid things, do other things ahead to feel instant gratification, or we procrastinate. So, but the real thing is doing it first, feel better second. This comes after taking action. So, and this is also the good exceptional feeling comes after doing it, and the fear will be gone. That's true. And also push through the fear instead of getting stuck in the fear. Yeah, so we cannot avoid it. We have to face it. We have to go through it. Yeah? And this is also how we grow. So these truths, one is linked to each other. Number 4, not only I'm going to experience the fear, but also everybody else does. So also the people, sometimes I think I'm the only one. There's the typical victim mentality. Oh, I'm the only one. No, other people also feel the fear, but they don't show it, or they can face it, or they can deal with it. Yeah, they're just too confident. They feel the fear and do it anyway. Yeah, that's also the title of the book: Feel the fear and do it anyway. So to get rid of a fear, 100% is maybe not really the right strategy. The thing is, make the fear smaller, overcome it, and deal with it, and do take action despite you feel the fear in a positive way. Yeah? And what helps you is be in an elevated state, be grateful, ask proper question. What can I do? Yeah? So then there was a quote from a boxing trainer. He said, the hero and the coward both feel the same thing, fear. But the hero uses fear, projects it on his opponent, take action, while the coward runs away. So they both feel fear, boxing to each other, but one guy projects the fear on his opponent, says, I can beat you, while the other one runs away. It's the same fear, but it's the way, what you do with it, how you think about it, that matters. Yeah. So as we mentioned also before, what you do with the fear, how you face it, how you deal with it. Truth number 5, pushing through fear is less frightening than living with the underlying fear that comes from a feeling of helplessness. Yeah. So again, you're living in your comfort zone, you get stuck. You always have fear when you got out of your comfort zone. You need to take action. So when you don't face it, for example, it keeps you in a dead-end job, you're staying single, you're staying unhappy, you have an unfulfilled life. Yeah. So also you need to overcome the fears, you need to overcome to grow, you need to go out of your comfort zone, break the chains, overcome your fear, break the chain. For example, if the sketch, this person had a big stone ball, a metal ball connected to his leg. You need to overcome that, break that chain. Okay, then there's basically 6 solutions what you can do, how you can overcome it. We call it also from pain to power. Choose a fear you like to have. For example, I watched the Olympic Games recently, and I was amazed by the people who do the platform diving. They're going up to the platform 10 meters and jump in the water. They don't jump down to the water, just they're also making some acrobatic things while jumping down. Yeah, this is whatever you call it. Yeah. So, and think, wow, would I be able to do that? No. So am I afraid to jump from 10 meters to the water? Yes, I am. For example, then you go from 0, which is fear, to 100. You make a continuum to total confidence. Yeah. So you say, okay, my idea is I'm afraid of jumping down from 10 meters into the swimming pool. What can I do? Okay. Then where I am now, on a scale from 0 to 100 and give it a value. Said, okay, I'm on a 10. Okay, what does that mean? Have I ever jumped in the water from the edge of the pool? Yes. Have I ever jumped from the 1 meter platform? Yes. So that's why it's a 10. And usually the 1 meter platform is like a trampoline, so it can swing. Have I ever tried to jump and swing? Maybe once. Okay, so I give it a 10. And what is the next step to move forward? I want to move from 10 to 30. So, okay, I get more confident in the 1 meter platform on the trampoline, jump into the water, and the next step would be go to the 3 meter platform to get confidence, to increase my confidence. Yeah. Go to the 3 meter platform, jump into the water, get confidence there, overcome my fear, get to the 5 meter platform, overcome my fear, jump into the water a few times, and then finally go to the 10 meter. So it's gradually, I'm improving myself, getting confidence over time, stepwise moving from fear to get total confidence. This doesn't mean that I have no fear, but still I can deal with it. I get confidence to face the fear. Yeah? Still, there's a risk. This is also the picture to it from the orange shell comfort zone by facing risk number 1, from 1 meter platform to 3 meter platform, facing risk number 2, from 3 to 5 meter, risk number 3, from 5 to 10 meter, and then I'm in a new comfort zone. Yeah, so I'm getting confidence, but it might still the fear, a small underlying fear that something happens. It's dangerous to jump from 10 meters into the water. It's dangerous. Yeah, so I still might be feeling a fear, but I'm more confident to face it and I'm confident to can jump down. Yeah. So from pain to power, stepwise and slowly moving through fear until total confidence. Yeah, stepwise increasing. So this is we can apply it anywhere. For example, speaking in front of a group. Yeah, talking to strangers. What else is the fear? Yeah, so we can apply that anywhere. And also from pain to power is here important how we hold the fear. If we're in pain, we feel helpless, we feel depressive, we feel paralyzed. We come to power. Yeah, from helplessness, because we have many choices. Yeah, state, asking questions, depression, energy. Again, paralyzes. Go to action. Yeah. So, what's holding us back? Just do something. Be active. Yeah. And then also very important is the self-talk we have. Yeah. From I can't, which leave us we have no choice, to I won't. I have the choice. I can do it, or I cannot do it. But I can't. Are we cause or effect? Am I cause or am effect? I can't, I'm effect. Yeah, I'm not possible. Whatever. I won't is my choice. I should, but I don't do. Gives me maybe guilt. Yeah, I could if I wanted to. Gives me choice. It's not my fault. It's some others. I don't take responsibility. I am totally responsible for everything what happens. Yeah, you see the wording, the vocabulary makes already a big difference on how we feel. Yeah. So coming back also to Stella's question, this is beliefs. I believe I can't, or I believe I can, but I choose not to. Yeah, totally different. I can't. It's not my fault. Oh, I cannot do anything. The other person told me. Yeah, I'm not satisfied. I'm never satisfied. I want to learn and to grow to satisfy. Yeah, life's a struggle. Life's an adventure. Yeah, so. How you see that? That's a belief. That's a belief. Are you grateful? Do you ask the right question? It always comes back to that one. Where do you live and where do you visit? So this is really the basic things of this thing. And if you only take this one, that's already enough. If you take already these few things, gratitude, ask questions, where do you live and where you visit, that's already a lot what you take away. I hope you're not in charge. I know you're in charge. If only that would happen or would not happen to me. Okay, next time we do better. What will I do? I know I can handle it. Coming back, I can handle it. Yeah. It's terrible. Oh, it's a learning experience. It happened, but now I learn. Yeah? Okay, next one. Taking responsibility. We just had that one also. the victim mindset takes away your power and your control. Yeah, I can't versus I won't. Yeah, victim mindset, I can't do, I should, blah blah blah. Bad things will happen, and they aren't our fault. We said before, things happen. Yeah, there might be an accident. There might some loved one pass away. There might be something. Yeah, they will happen. But how we deal with it? Am I always afraid that will happen? I wake up in the morning. Oh, I'm afraid my car breaks down. And blah blah blah. I'm in a victim mindset, or I deal with the things once they happen, and I'm in an elevated state. It's very important. Yeah. Take responsibility. How you react gives you the power to move forward. Yeah, to react in a positive way. It's a learning experience. Things happen. It's a fact. Yeah, you deal with it once they happen, but you don't are afraid it might happen. Yeah, so this keeps you in a effect, not in a reactive place. Yeah, practice positive thinking. Yeah, negative mindset, feeling down cannot be hidden. Usually we are contracted, we see it in physiology, which is also very important. People like this one, don't smile. You can feel the negative vibes, the low level vibes you can feel with this one. If the people have a negative mindset, feeling down can be hidden. So negative effects on most aspects of life, if you talk to people, if you want something, you see all things that happen to you, it's again the victim mindset, yeah. But on the other side, positive mindset supports most aspects of life. Yeah. So, and this positive thinking thing came up a few decades ago, and then it doesn't mean that you see everything to pink glasses. Yeah. But it can be negative thinking doesn't help you. So positive thinking at least help you. So why should you think negative? Yeah. There's no reason to think negative if positive thinking supports you. Yeah. But you still have to be realistic with positive thinking. If you think about, I can jump 3 meters high, it will not work. You have to be positive, realistic and positive. Yeah, that's the point. It will always helping. So what helps? Who is a positive thinker? Anybody in the group a positive thinker? What can you do? Any feedback on that one? What does positive thinking mean for you?
Oh, also, Harrald, basically, if you think positive, it usually happens. If you think negative, then you don't have any chance at all. So if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, then you're lost anyhow. It won't happen.
Right. Yeah. So whatever is true is your truth. Whatever is true for you. So we're living in a hostile universe. We're living in a friendly universe. It's always true for you, whatever you believe. Yeah. So I also prefer positive thinking. Like in the morning, when you wake up, do you have positive thoughts or do you have negative thoughts? Yeah. Empowering or disempowering thoughts. Yeah. So this is meant with positive thinking. Okay. Changes to your relationship. Yeah. So this means when others see you grow, they might feel uncomfortable or react in a negative way. Maybe we have experience on other people. Maybe if we grow, then we see other people experience that on us. Yeah. And people might struggle when they see you because they get stuck. So what's important is to have a likewise peer group around you. If you want to grow, if you want to overcome, if you want to grow your consciousness, your level of consciousness, from being a victim to being an achiever, from an achiever to being in a flow state, you will be perceived differently. You will act differently. You will become a different person, a different identity. So people which are around you might get uncomfortable and you feel strange about them because you grow, the others stay at the same level. And you want a likewise peer group, people at the same level. There's a saying, you are the same like the 5 people around you. So if it's family, most likely you cannot change them, but you can deal with them different. But friends, peer group, you can change. You can change your work. You can change the friends. Yeah. So this is possible. Also not easy, but sometimes it needs to be done. Yeah. Else you cannot grow. So people might hold you back. Your peer group might hold you back. If your people are in your victim mode, they will hold you back, and you will stay a victim. Also, if you want to grow, they will hold you back. Changes to your relationship. So dealing with parents, most likely you cannot change your parents. If your parents are a little bit, let's say, on the lower consciousness in you rise, that's one thing. You also can deal with them on a different way. Yeah, but peers, friends, it's important that you have with the same mindset, with the same ideas, with the same behaviors. That's important. Yeah. Then no lose decisions. What does that mean? You make decisions and you don't want to lose. So many people become paralyzed by decisions. Should I go left? Should I go right? What should I do? Yeah, you have to make a decision. Yeah, so they have fear of making decisions, fear of making wrong decisions. Is that really necessary? You frame your mindset. So if we make decisions, we have to learn by it. There was a clip. I'm not sure it was in the moments, or was it TikTok some time ago. There was an interview. Interviewer asked a successful entrepreneur, can you tell me, you're successful, can you tell me the secret of your success? And his answer was taking the right decisions. Okay. Then the interviewer asked, I understand, but what makes you know what are the right decisions? The answer was, it's experience. Okay. Then the interviewer asked, where do you get the experience from? The answer was making wrong decisions. So apparently, making wrong decisions is also a wrong decision. There's a decision which is not in our favor. We can learn for it. We can change it. We have overcome it. So there's things, and when you again in a positive state, in a high elevated state, you can easily deal with us. Again, if in a victim state, oh, why I make this decision, why this happened to me, so what happened? So again, learn from it, get your experience, improve it, repair it, solve it, whatever. You learn by it, you grow by it, yeah. You face it. Okay. There's something in the chat. What if you look at paralysis? It stays still possible. Can you give more information on that one? What if you look at paralysis? So stay still possible? I mean, there's a decision to be made. Yeah, if you walk and you should decide, should I go left or should I go right? Yeah, if you stay there, possible? Sure, it's possible. But what's the outcome? I mean, sometimes you wait on something more certain. Yes, sure, can be. Yeah? It depends on I would say, on the context. Why don't we take the quick actions? Yes, it depends also on the situation. Not paralysis, not procrastinating, but still you want to come better opportunities that show up, right? So, and how does a better opportunity show up? You attract it, you manifest it. And how you do that? By being in a flow state, in a higher elevated state, then you have more choices. And then most likely you will feel, you build up the intuition, and then you might feel when the right things come, what you're more certain about. It shows up. Yeah, you don't push it. You don't make some decision, like a premature decision. You wait for it. It's not being paralyzed, but you wait for the right decision. So let's rephrase it a little bit. It doesn't mean paralysis. You just wait for it. You don't take the first best option. You wait for it until you feel that's it. But you should not feel the fear of making a decision. Yeah, if you wait for it consciously, it's totally different issue. Yeah, I'm afraid of making a decision, or I consciously wait for some other opportunity to show up. Yeah, that's different. Two different things. Here we talk about fears. Yeah. Welcome. So with decisions we grow. not making a decision is also a decision, right? 100% agree. Yeah? You decide not to decide. Yeah? I decide not to make a decision. Yeah? It's a choice, yes, but most likely you hide before, but you're still afraid. Could be one saying you're still afraid, you don't know what to do, so I decide not to do anything. You wait up, you might regret it, or it's a real choice because I don't want either of them. I have two choices. I'm waiting for the third option. Yeah, this is then also a decision, but this is a conscious decision. Yeah. So living a whole life, what does that mean? When something becomes the center of your life, losing it will be the worst thing that happen. If we look at it, what are the most three things we focus in? For example, it's the partnership, it's the job, it's the children. So, and if we lose one of it, it's the worst thing that happened. For example, if we focused on our work, we're working overtime, we're working hard, we're doing a lot, but then we're losing the job because the company went bankrupt, because we're getting kicked out, because we don't get promoted, and some other guy who does no work or is new to the company gets promoted on the job you're working 10 years for. So you're losing it. You're losing really what is important, and you lose a lot in your life. If you lose your partner, yeah, or if the children, one day the children move out, yeah, because they grow up, they move out, yeah, and you're focused on the children. So you're losing, what you're losing is really a big issue, and you're afraid of losing it on, yeah. So what can you do? You can expand your interests, you can expand your friend, your peers, your activities, yeah. Don't rely on just this one thing. If you have a job, also look for something other you can do. Don't focus 100% on a job. There's a plan B, maybe. Maybe you do some work beside your job. You also have your own business. You're doing something, yeah. You know already the kids will move out one day. You find some hobbies you kind of do when the kids move out. You have now more time for holidays. You have now more money because you don't need to support them anymore. So you can do more things, yeah. Think about that one. What are the options? Live a whole life, right?
In February 2024, we embarked on a transformative journey in the heart of Bali, where minds were empowered, connections were built, and breakthroughs were achieved.
Hey guys, we're here having the time of our life. The time of our life. It's a combination of learning new stuff and celebrating all the growth and the transformation we've had this year.
As the sun set on our time in Bali, a new adventure awaits us in Chiang Mai, 2025.
Hey, a couple of important things if you want to come down to get the most out of this. I ask everyone to make a shopping list before coming here, a shopping list. New behaviors, new beliefs, perhaps value systems, or maybe a whole new identity. So before everyone comes, they create a bit of a wish list, a bit of a shopping list. And while we're here, we make it happen. Now that pre-course, we actually include a lot of our, like the training that we sell for thousands of dollars, we actually include that in a lot of our training. So when you come along, you're gonna get access to that and go through it and make this trip absolutely dynamite for you.
Join us as we continue our journey of growth and transformation. Together, we thrive. See you in Chiang Mai.